The brothers coming?
Yeah, they're coming.
What's up, everybody? We are live in the hizzy for shizzy, my disease. I don't know what I just said, by the way.
It says this broadcast was deleted on Facebook to stream Facebook. Create a new broadcast or just remove this destination from broadcast and re-add it.
So, everybody, welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome,
Welcome.
willkommen,
We're live
bienvenue,
on YouTube,
welcome.
We're live on YouTube.
Yes, we are. Hell yeah, we are. What's the name of the show? Oh, it's Indie Comics Interviews. Yes, everybody, welcome to Indie Comics Interview. This evening, we're having the creator of Magic Cop.
Yeah.
Yep, we are.
Yes.
Are we having just Phil, or are we having the two brothers coming?
Everybody's invited, but it's Phil's for sure. So.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they are delivering. So tonight we're going to be interviewing them and also letting you folks know that they deliver, that they are fulfillers, and that you can trust them when it comes to backing their projects.
Exactamundo.
Everybody who doesn't fulfill needs to be shunned from Comicsgate, and everybody who does fulfill deserves our salutations. Because, of course, we operate on the honor system. We're asking y'all, yes, we're asking basically you folks to give your money to us, to strangers.
Yeah, I was tripping out yesterday. I was watching I can't remember whose stream it was or whatever. They were talking about Captain Love and saying, yeah, and Drew, aka Mr. E, he's been around at Comicsgate forever. I'm like,
Really?
Forever?
6 months is forever? Really? Oh, okay.
I guess on the Comicsgate timeline it is. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it is. Well, we're second wave, right? I guess I would consider us second wave.
Yeah, we're second wave.
Yep.
Right.
No, technically, I think we're phase 3. But we're part. No, we came in phase 2. Phase 3 is the new ones now. Yeah.
Right. Phase 3 are the new ones now. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those are the folks that we got to reach down to and give a hand up.
Yep.
Just like the people before us reached down and gave us a hand up.
And like we tell people, don't be shy. We may take a while to answer because DMs get crazy, but we like to answer, and that's what all those little groups are for.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be shy to ask questions. We even give people advice on their scripts sometimes.
Absolutely. And if anything, it makes us feel good. I come from the school of thought that if you want to do something good for yourself, do something good for others.
Yep.
It pays off in multiple ways.
Isn't it called paying forward?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Actually, yep. Yeah. It's
being grateful, respectful, and giving it back. It's like like we were saying, me and Beacon in the back. It's like no matter what all this is, the greatest band in the world is nothing without their fans.
Absolutely. We are nothing without our backers.
Yep.
So hail the backers. hail the backers.
The backers.
And also, hail to
the true champions of CG.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because they're the ones that are funding this thing. They're the ones that are putting their money where their mouth is.
Yep.
And making it happen. And helping us make it happen. What up is sending Apothecon?
I never clicked Corona-chan hentai so fast.
oh my.
Ooh,
Jesus, I can only imagine. I still haven't checked out Mandy and Piper's like dinosaur porn. You familiar with that?
Didn't that get yanked from Amazon or whatever?
Yeah, somebody snitched on them. Somebody snitched.
How? But that's the thing I don't understand. Why would?
Because people are.
Aren't you allowed to be doing those type of books if it's announced? If you announce that it's an adult book and it's borderline pornographic type of like fantasy, right?
Yeah.
It must have been miscategorized or something. I mean, it's one thing.
Hail, Edwin.
Yeah,
it's somebody snitched on them. I'm thinking, maybe it was the pocket pussy, maybe it was somebody else. Who knows? We wasn't it the Native Americans that had the attitude that you're only as great as your enemies. Although then again, I shouldn't make that analogy because look at our enemies. It's like
but isn't it a fucking stupid though? Like everybody should be allowed to do the fucking things they want. Like Like
No,
that's what I
no,
was
no.
asking. Is like, did it get flagged or is it Amazon that took them out? And if it got flagged, that's fucking stupid.
They got snitched on. They got
What's
snitched on.
Yeah, but what's the fucking point that they could use to take it off?
Hot blocking. It's just
But
a
Mr. E said it. Like he made a good point though, that maybe it was misqualified when they put it on.
Yeah, miscategorized or misqualified.
Yeah.
well, technically, it's satire, right?
Yeah.
It's not genuinely meant to be erotic. Piper and Mandy were just kicking this idea around, and we're just like, you know what? There's like Sasquatch porn and all this other kind of erotica, but there's no dinosaur smut.
But it wasn't
You
actually
have to make
porn,
it
right?
happen.
It wasn't actually porn, was it?
No, it's
I don't know. Then.
prose. It's not a comic book. It's prose. And I haven't. And honestly, I
No,
haven't.
but I
read
mean,
yet.
it wasn't actually like that sexual, right? It was like jokes on it. I thought.
Yeah, well, it's definitely satire, but it's filthy satire.
Yeah, and
Oh, Pepper Potts. Yeah, so
I didn't read it, but I heard people that
I got it on my.
I haven't read it either, so
I'm afraid.
Do you have it, Brian? Do you
Yeah,
have
I
it to read?
do.
Then read it and tell us. Do a book.
I know.
Review.
I will. Tonight. I promise. I'm definitely gonna check it out.
You need to do a book review of it.
Like I say, I put it on my Kindle, and my Kindle just looked at me funny.
What the hell is this shit here?
Yup. Did someone say Sasquatch porn? Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, and for people that did flag them, leave people the fuck alone to do what they like. I'm sorry, but fuck censor, fuck this.
That's so I don't know, like pre 1990.
No, that's disgusting.
It is. It's sickening. It's sickening.
Dude, it's like, I'm not into furry, but I do believe that they're allowed to have their shit.
Absolutely. And in this case, it would be scaly.
Mm-hmm. I know, I made that joke too.
Well, it's like, here's the thing. It's like, I know people like to bust on furries and they like to bust on bronies. And I'm like,
dude, we like to bust on everything.
Down.
We kind of like to punch
busting is fine. Busting is fine.
Yeah.
But if actually like actively fucking with people,
Oh, that's
come
fucking.
on, man.
Yeah. Like
That's
making
really
fun, making
fun,
puns and shit like that, dude. It's common people. We like to, but no, this is fucking ridiculous.
Nobody's above a ball breaking. Nobody's above having their balls busted. Nobody.
Like I didn't even know people could complain. Like seriously, I didn't even know that people could flag or complain about a product other than giving like I was not happy about my delivery on Amazon.
Right.
Like
hey, Ryan.
To me, it's like once Amazon accepts it, it should be okay, no?
Yeah, it should. Ascending Apothecon asks, ever seen Monster of the Nudist Colony? Is that one of the nudie cuties from like the 1960s?
What's that? The what?
It's mentioning a movie called Monster of the Nudist Colony. And is it Doris Wishman, I think, she was a woman who made what were known as nudie cuties, like movies like Nude on the Moon. This is like before
we got the great Ryan Magus. We got the great Ryan Magus in the chat. Did you guys see the Star Wars collage she did of the artwork from the new Captain Love campaign?
No.
Hail Ryan.
I'm gonna have to
Ryan.
bring that up.
And hail my bro the Ace.
Cool. That was really
seriously. Cool. And also Ryan, that is like cheers to you for like a really badass avatar there.
Yeah.
Hail Bill Paxton, most quotable man of the of 1980s cinema. Suffer the free to live. And then the war campaign guys are like calling me a furry because I have like a book about a gorilla. It's like I've never seen furries like dressing up like gorillas. It's like gorilla costumes were a thing in like the 1930s and the 40s.
Would you pronounce it Nella or Nila? N-E-L-A.
See how she pronounces it.
Yeah, I don't think she can explain it in writing.
Phonetically,
Yeah.
Like when people ask me like how do you pronounce her name, I'm like Krist, Krist -G-A-U. What's up, Phil?
Phil Meister.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Good to see you again, man.
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Hail. Thanks for being
brother.
here, man. Thanks for being here. And congratulations on Magic Cop, man, which you are currently fulfilling on.
Yeah. We're all set on fulfillment. Everybody that's ordered their shipments are out except for 2. I think we're taking to the post office tomorrow. Those are new backers. So it's awesome. Like, since people have been getting their books and posting them online, we've been getting more backers through the the in-demand system. So
Same
it
thing
really
happened
pays
to
off.
me. Yeah,
Yeah.
Same thing here.
Yeah.
I've had more than half my backers from after that book started delivering.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah,
And tell me that's not a great feeling. Tell me that doesn't give you like a
No.
special satisfaction when you see your book in people's hands.
All right, so I'm
Great.
going to go over now that Phil's here. I'm gonna go over. This thing came in the mail in a nice cardboard protected packaging, bagged in plastic.
Yeah.
All right, so we got two bookmarks here. We got this one.
Sweet.
Yep.
Nice.
And this one.
Nice.
Yeah, we got Iggy Grey Wolf.
Bookie marks.
A werewolf with a 12 gauge. How can you beat that?
And then we got a little
Yeah.
promo for the Lost pages. Is this a sticker?
Yeah.
I think is this a sticker.
Sweet.
I think no, it's just like a flyer. Yeah.
Little flyer. Little
Mhm.
flyer. And then I can't wait to put this together.
Yeah. People are having fun with those. Yeah, that thing's awesome.
That's
Little
great.
Then
blockhead.
crossover imagery.
Beautiful.
Yep. Yeah, all the people that also backed Door Kickers got that print as well.
Nice.
And then this, I love this. I'm gonna have to hang this up.
Yeah. Yeah, Vic
Beau-
King. Yeah.
Beautiful. Is that Vinny?
No, it's Vic King.
Oh, Vic King.
Yeah,
Oh,
Vic
wow.
King he actually did that fan art and throughout the campaign to try to, boost sales, we'd say, oh, whoever backs while we're on this stream, whatever stream it was, gets a free Vic King print. We did that with Sim also for some of the backers got free Sim prints. He did
Nice.
also an awesome like pinup style.
Nice.
And yeah.
Beautiful.
Just like
Fan-freaking-tastic.
Them little nippies are popping right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
her
sure,
headlights
man.
are definitely on.
Yeah, we made sure the colors didn't cover those things up.
And then the
I'm triggered.
we got the book itself.
Yeah, man.
Nice and thick.
Mm.
Very even the whole super retro, even on the binding.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure. We must have sent maybe the print file in, man, probably like 5 times because, just picking out things, being like, oh, this isn't right and stuff like that. And yeah, we were super happy with the thickness, how the pages came out, especially the cover, like laminate on the coating on it.
Yeah,
we
you guys did it in
specifically-
matte. Did you guys do this at Mix'em?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, you guys went
Yeah.
with a matte surface. I thought that I wasn't gonna like. With some images, it works perfect, and some images not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mhm.
But I think I ended up liking the matte with I think I'm gonna do gloss though with Vinny's cover.
Yeah.
Because Vinny's artwork is so detailed. I don't want to pull any of that back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for us, we really wanted the feeling that it gave off, that really soft feeling. And I think anyone in Comicsgate was putting out, a cover with this style of finish on it. And I have some indie books that do have that finish. I'm like, oh man, I hope this is what I think it is. And when it came in, it's exactly what it was.
Did
It's
you
got
do matte with
super
matte, or what did you use as a base before the matte laminate?
it's certain style. Yeah, it was matte, and then there's a specific type of matte that it is. I think it's called soft touch. And it has like a little feather as the symbol, so it feels like almost waxy or velvety to the
It does
touch.
feel
and I
waxy,
love it.
actually.
Yeah, I love it.
I did. Mine was a satin paper.
Yeah.
With a matte laminate. So it was to give it like it gives it that undershine. You know what I mean? But,
Yeah, Mix'em has a bunch of different options for the creators, and even I've heard, talking to guys like Carl Rowe, he was saying, if you contact them, they can actually do more than what is actually listed on their site.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
they could
they will do quotes. Yeah.
Yeah, so they could do like, even if you're doing like a big hardcover, they could do book sleeves if that's what you want, which is really cool.
And
And
people
I'm looking forward to reading this, although it's in line behind other books.
For
And-
sure, man.
and people from Canada and the UK.
Yeah.
You have to know that Mix'em also have offices in those two areas. So they have a .ca for Canada, and they have one for the UK. So you can order from them too there, and they have a really reasonable price.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And
no,
the shipping is also reasonable.
Yeah. Mixum is definitely a good partner to Comicsgate Comics.
Yep.
And hail Vinny for bringing that business into the family. You know what I mean?
For sure.
I don't think anybody used Mixum before Vinny did, right?
Nope.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I think
Vinny's
Vinny
the one
told,
that-
yeah, he told Adam Post. Adam Post told me. We started using them. They're really personable. You can call them at any hour, or I don't know about now with the issue going on in the world, but I was talking to them over in the UK at 4 in the morning over our time, and they're there 24/7, which is cool.
Yeah. Now
That's always super important with your printer is being able to get access to them.
Yeah, yep. and here's the thing, it's like even if for some reason they're so overwhelmed that they're not responsive, right? They don't mean to be. You know what I mean? They will definitely jump on it as soon as they're aware that what's going on. Because they were having a bit of a rush when I first put in my first order.
Yeah,
I had a unique thing because I needed to put a variant cover and I wanted to get a special quote so I didn't have to pay because the internal pages were all the same. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So I wanted to get a good quote, and then they were like, well, you got to do 2 quotes. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. And so I did 2 quotes, but then they cut back with a discount for like a price break on that. But because the person I talked to, right, was off for a few days. You know what I mean? They got my order confused and stuff like that. And then, but as soon as I got that person back on the phone when they were back, you know what I mean? It was all dialed in. So it's just, but that's not bad on Mixum. It's just that the person that I spoke to obviously was gone for a couple of days. So the other else was confused.
For sure. Yeah.
I've heard nothing but good things about them. I've used Greco and they've been fantastic. Like I said,
just for you, Ryan.
Oh yeah, physique, sexy sim.
You said he's not seeing my body, so I'm like, let's do it and go back magic.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're really close to actually hitting 10K, which is amazing.
That's awesome.
I'm super excited about that. And yeah, Sim earlier was showing off this companion book, which is our Ashcan, which he got also. And you can see the comparison to the two. And I did the Ashcan size.
And it's an awesome little addition. I liked it.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it actually turned out to be around 38 pages. It's got the background on us and how we came up with the idea, some character concepts in it as well. The original character concepts and kind of the revamped ones from this year. And a bunch of stuff. It also has a 12-page pilot issue that's a little mini story. It was the first story that we did for Magic Cop. So if you guys haven't backed already, this is included in our feature tier. It's both books. And I highly recommend picking that up as well because it goes perfectly with it.
I'm actually checking right now to see
if
I backed it.
Brandon popped his face in for a second. And then
what's up? What's up, Brandon? Just give us a little teaser.
And there's a lot of cool fan art in here as well.
Yep, and that cool cover by
this one by Elliot Fernandez, the cover, which is still available as original art on the campaign. So if you guys are
still not sold.
No, yeah, it's the funniest thing. It actually sold the first day, but then the next day the guy refunded it, which was ridiculous. But yeah, it's still up there. So
yeah, it happens like that. I've heard the story of people having a $500 donation and getting refunded at donation.
Yeah, that's weird.
Very strange. But it happens. It's not it's unusual, but it's not unheard of.
There will always be trolls of all type.
Yeah, or somebody that just fucked up, or realized that they couldn't afford to spend that kind of money this month, or whatever.
That's funny.
Hail, Ryan.
You're pitting the brothers against each other.
I know.
Oh, they've been doing that since the
What's
get go. You know, which one's the prettiest, which one's the sexiest. Brendan, we can't hear you.
No, we can't hear you, bro.
He's just giving us that handsome profile. Is he single?
No.
Oh, you trying to?
Sorry,
date him?
ladies. No. I'm just trying to give a heads up to the ladies in the chat. Sorry, ladies. He's taken.
And you, Phil, are you single?
Who's to say?
Ladies. Phil, that means
day is it?
Phil is single and ready to mingle.
We're Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Ugh.
Hey, everybody!
Yeah.
Everybody spread the word about this show because it's Tuesday today, right? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people streaming.
Oh, yeah.
Even more than usual.
Everybody's streaming.
Yeah, for
Yep.
sure.
That's okay.
Yeah,
People
that
that aren't
happens.
watching now, they can always catch us later.
Everybody's at home, so everybody's gonna want to stream at a certain point.
Mhm.
Everybody's getting bored. We need to entertain, and people need to be entertained.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, at the very least, distracted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but-
that's true. I mean, and the thing is like a lot of people like make a big deal about streaming numbers and whatnot, and Magus is hilarious.
Yeah, he is.
It's one of the reasons why we're starting to doodle and chill again and stuff like that. Because I
Oh,
took
yeah.
2 weeks off with all the kids at home, people being sick, and I had a lot of things to deal with. And
Yeah.
it's coming back on Sunday.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's
Looking
awesome,
forward
man.
to that.
And Brian's our main guest.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
So you got to keep reminding him, or he won't show up.
And Phil is returning as co-host.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh.
Come
Heck
on. and
yeah.
talk.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah.
Hey, Brendan, check in your Google window. On top where in the searcher, where the camera is. Sometimes they turn off your mic. That's where it is. If it's not in your, or go into StreamYard, the options, and reassert your mic. Sometimes it'll do that too.
No, we can't hear you at all.
Wow,
that-
yeah, you're right. Everybody's Vinny's streaming, Winger's streaming,
Vin-
White Cat
Oh,
Comics is streaming.
Yeah, I was in Beanie's chat before. Until when you sent me the link, I'm like, oh, gotta go.
Hail the Boner King, by the way. Always
Yeah.
can't miss an opportunity to say hail Vinny.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's one of the things that reason why I horror talk is so important to me and to the community as a whole is because it's reaching out to a new audience. Because if we were all just targeting the comic book audience with our number.
Make sure that he's nice and lubed up.
You know what I mean? But it's like one of those things. Like there's a lot of people that just focus on comics. You know what I mean? And these live streams sometimes they end up just being hangouts. So
Yep.
it's just like hanging out, talking shit, putting online. You know what I mean? But it's important that we tell people about Magic Cop and how
Yeah, it
Magic
is.
Cop has delivered. Because
Most
now that people know that Magic Cop has delivered, physical copies are in people's hands. They know they can trust ordering it. So
Yeah, and I feel like a dick because I'm just checking my contributions and I didn't back Magic Cop.
Oh my God, bro.
But-
That's okay.
But even though I snoozed, I shall not lose because it is
Never
in
lose.
demand.
Yeah.
So when I get Pizzade, I will rectify that
Yeah,
situation.
no one loses here. Especially that's why Indiegogo is so great because we have that in-demand option. It's awesome.
Oh, thank goodness for that, man.
yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah. Simon was like ready to pull the plug on Blood Hunt.
Yep.
And a couple people were just like, "Oh man, can you just keep it going for like another day or two, until I get Pizzade?" And then, and then those numbers kept going up and up and up and up.
Yeah.
I don't know if Brandon can hear me or not because I got him. I still have
Yeah.
him listed in the back room. It says here your guest will need to connect their mic/cam before you can add them to the stream.
So yeah, he needs to go in the options of StreamYard and allow it, or it's not allowed in his Google or Firefox, whatever. In the search bar there, you see the camera there. and sometimes
Hail-
he'll say, "Yeah,
Hail, Benny. What's up, dude?
Benny J, welcome. Good to see you. He just dropped, so he's probably going to come back. Definitely get Magic Cop. That's
Yep.
a message for you, Brian.
Mhm.
Yeah.
and go sub to the
I
Lost
thought I
Pages."
did. I'm sorry. What'd you say,
I
Simon?
said, "Go sub to the Lost Pages." You don't want to miss that neither.
Yeah, our next
yeah,
book
that's
that we're
right.
coming out with.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it's in has a pre-launch page up. If you guys are interested in that, it's totally different from the Lost or from Magic Cop. What we're trying to do is show how flexible we could be and eclectic with the comics that we put out. So if you dug Magic Cop, it was it's totally a crime fantasy book. It's like no other comic I think out there right now. It's actually, it reads kind of like a TV show, like Miami Vice, studying those old shows. But this book that we're doing, going to be launching probably next month, right here. I'm going to share the screen with you so you guys could see this. Is the Lost Pages. So this is totally a a love song to comic books. So if you guys are fans of comic books, which I know we all are,
Yeah.
this goes through many different genres of comics and different heroes. We have internal monologues in here, which you wouldn't find in Magic Cop, and totally different styles with different artists. So if you guys love that late '80s noir vigilante style that many artists took, kind of like Frank Miller, with The Dark Knight or Sin City, stuff like that, Silhouette is the character for you. He's our first character in the Lost Pages. Total black and white, literally and mentally. He sees the world in a black and white fashion between good people, the just, and sinners. So we have that genre for you. If you guys love mythical horror, Wild Card is another character of ours, drawn by Joe Ball from superhero fame and upcoming Jumpstart Death artist. And then the two other stories we have in here are Crimstone, who's our '90s bombastic, ultra-violent character, who I could pull up some more art from this later on. But this is, if you're into '90s, this is the character for you. If you guys like Lobo and the Max, then Crimstone is going to be awesome, and you're going to love him. And then if you guys like the old pulp heroes like the Shadow, the Green Hornet, then we have
That's
another
me.
character named the Masquerade, and he's a master of disguise set in the 1930s, taking out mobsters and wacky supervillains.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it was hard to write and organize this in a linear fashion because it's not a team book. These characters aren't on a team. It's a series of stories told by a narrator, and eventually throughout this series, the characters will come together and meet and cross paths because it's basically our connected universe of heroes. So hop on the mailing list, and if you back and you're on the mailing list, then you get a free trading card. We're gonna have some awesome perks with this, different trading cards throughout the campaign, from some amazing artists in CG.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. It looks fantastic.
Thank you.
Definitely going to check that out.
Really excited about it. Brandon, do you have your mic back now?
I hear him.
so.
I hear him.
Yeah, I hear him. He's
I'm
back.
probably pretty low volume though, right?
No, it sounds
You're
fine.
good.
Oh, okay, good.
Mhm.
I had to use a different mic. My camera microphone wasn't working, so I had to go get the lavalier. So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
good.
Glad you could join us, brother.
Yeah, finally. So what are we talking about? Lost Pages?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's
There we
fantastic.
go. I re-added us to Facebook. I just now learned how to do that. So now we're streaming on Facebook also.
Oh,
Yay.
Check this
So
out.
will you everybody tweet out that we're
Oh, I love that.
even though there's a million people streaming tonight, but
We'll
let's
do.
let's get that
Yeah,
dominance.
Give you that fat retweet.
Is it wrong for me to like retweet the other people that are currently streaming?
Yes.
Because I see that Carl has got like a little CG Girls Club thing going, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, because we need more ladies in Comicsgate because it's been too much of a sausage party for sure.
Well, who are we gonna simp over, right?
No, it's not about simping. It's about just
Always
like
about
just
simping.
like seeing nothing but dudes. Do you know what I'm
dude.
saying?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, but
like
you
know what?
you can't force it.
I'm
They
tired.
come in at the speed that they come,
Of
and
I'm
course.
tired of simping for dudes, is what I'm
Mhm.
saying.
Oh, yeah.
You know, sending Roe super chats and stuff like that.
You
I
want to
hear
buy
you.
women cars,
I
right?
hear you, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so I
Yeah,
was
it
actually
does.
this whole weekend. I was doing some lettering for the Lost Pages because the silhouette story is completely done. This one's going to be in black and white. I'm lettering everything myself, so just getting a head start on that. And then there's also going to be red in here for blood when people get bloody. But yeah,
That looks
it's gonna be awesome.
fantastic. I mean, I love black and white comic book art. It's a hard sell these days. I wanted Six Gun Gorilla to be black and white originally, but this is a case where you can't even imagine this in color.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Beautiful.
it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool.
Most definitely.
I can imagine it in color.
And so, well, it's kind of like, I don't know if you've ever looked at those old Marvel magazines. That's to say, those were the comic books that they released in magazine form. That it was a way of skirting around the comics code.
Yeah.
So Savage Sword of Conan would be the most successful example.
They
But
still
they had-
release, Marvel still releases a whole series of their comics in
Mhm.
magazine format,
Mhm.
where they're not comic book sized, they're actually magazine sized. And I mean, they don't release them to comic book stores, but I've seen them like in Barnes and Noble and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So
Interesting. I still think that my God, man, if they were to put comic books like that, like on cheap newsprint, on supermarket checkouts, they would just sell like wildfire. But of course, as you pointed out, the competition for those spaces is fierce.
Yeah.
it's not just the competition. The business model for that is kind of hard because people handle comic books and magazines on the magazine racks
Yeah.
Mhm.
pretty
Mhm.
horribly. So and also that is a return business, right? So like if those magazines don't sell, they get shipped back,
Hmm.
Right.
and then the publisher has to carry or the has to carry the cost of the book and the cost of shipping, possibly both ways.
And it explains also why they stick with a formula once they figured out that it works. I mean, that's why Jennifer Aniston has been on the cover of every supermarket magazine for the last 20 years.
Yeah, she's got huge cans.
Exactly.
Does
That
she?
works for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never found her attractive enough to like evaluate her body even.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You liked her
sure.
better when she had the big nose in Leprechaun. Is that
Oh,
what it
she
was?
got a nose job? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
This is the Magus Star Wars esque poster he did for Captain Love.
That's
I
pretty
just
cool.
have to show this while he's still here in the chat. I have to show this off
Oh,
because
badass.
I fucking love what he did here. This is awesome. I mean, he obviously took graphics from the book that were on the campaign and
Yeah.
blended them out in a collage. But he really captured like a whole nother attitude of like of the book. I think this is awesome. I think
Epic
this is
space adventure. Yeah, hail Ryan. Beautiful
awesome.
work.
Hail Ryan Magus.
Yeah,
Hail
Most
that's
Magus.
definitely.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot. He got Magicop, and then so if you back Magicop, all the backers get sent the Magicop theme song, MP3. So like people have been digging that. So he made like a kind of like a music video and like a thank you music video for Magicop, and posted that up on his YouTube channel. We tweeted that around. That was really cool of him.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's
That was pretty
awesome.
cool. Yeah.
Oh man, you are less than a little bit more than $500 to hitting the double digits.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Excited.
That would
We
be
are.
That's
great.
awesome.
That's great.
Oh, you're definitely going to do it,
You guys
man.
have been pushing hard. I mean, you guys have been pushing hard. You guys have been pushing this book since before I even came into Comicsgate. So.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that was our plan, right? So when we were drawing the first pages of the pilot issue, right here, we heard about Comicsgate. We dug everyone that was in there and talking about it, and would go in. I would go in and super chat to Ethan or John Malin or whoever was streaming about Magic Cop, because we knew we were putting it out. We were just getting ready to start on pages, and before we really had anything, we were spreading the word. So when we did come out with the campaign or the pre-launch page, people had already heard the name before, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I remember this," and they associated maybe with a super chat on Ethan's stream, and then we were associated with Comicsgate. And it just kind of like, planting those seeds in the viewer's mind that carries over through your campaign.
Mm.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
I've been hit up a couple of times by Adam Post about this. You know what I mean? And I think that's probably a good idea that I started another show about crowdfunding comics. Now that so many of us in Comicsgate have been successful as
Yeah.
crowdfunding,
Mhm.
I mean, I think it's time we actually do a. I mean, there's a show, crowdfunding comics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's about people who are crowdfunding comics. It's about promoting the comics.
Mhm.
Whereas I think that doing a show about the challenges, how to, you know what I mean, the elements of promotion and crowdfunding, I think that would, because you can't explain it all in one thing. So,
Yeah.
No, you
for
can't.
sure.
You can't. And also that way it could be an interactive thing where people in the chats could ask questions. I know, I've for ages wanted us
Yeah.
to do a show about conventions.
Yeah.
And, because
We're still
that's
gonna-
something
we're
that's
still- we're
mysterious
still
to a
gonna-
lot of people.
we're still going to do that. I think instead of just calling it crowdfunding, I think maybe we should just do it like the indie comics business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The business of indie comics. Because I mean, some of us don't just crowdfund. I mean, I sell through conventions. I sell
Mhm.
actually in the local LCSs,
Mhm, mhm,
when
mhm.
they're open.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, by all means. And the main thing is to reassure people that are just coming in, that are just starting this, that these are not things to be intimidated by. And it's normal to feel intimidated and to think like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? If we did it, you can do it. And we will. We're happy to show you how or tell you how.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
Sure.
you guys, what do you guys think? Is the consensus that I should start a show like that?
Or I keep thinking somebody should do CG news, like a news broadcast. I'm not saying that we should do it. I'm saying somebody should do like This Week in CG News.
Yeah. That would be funny.
There's a lot of people out there doing stuff like that, and including Preston Poulter tried to start.
Yeah, that's true.
Did he
Yeah,
really?
he has a This Week in CG. But yeah, I think
Oh, boy,
talking about like tips on crowdfunding, that would be a great show. I think that would actually be a good article that someone could write for something like CG Jumpstart, maybe like the second issue of CG Jumpstart, talking about the trials and tribulations of crowdfunding and what can make it easier for the future
I think
entrepreneur.
it's in the plan also for the website. Remember, CG only they wanted to launch. It's just been
Yeah.
delayed. But that's one of the things they want on it.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. People, someone should write something about that.
And Benny here is talking about the unique challenge being based in Oz in Australia.
Yeah.
And the majority of sales will come from the US. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there's an Australian comic book scene or not.
Oh yeah,
We've
of course.
sold
Yeah.
a couple to Australia.
I don't recall,
Yeah.
like how we've had invasions, like there was the British invasion, and then
Yeah.
of course like the French invasion, thanks to Metal Hurlant,
We have-
and
we have Liam and Rob that came in.
I gotta
I know.
respond to this. What if my puppets are like very adult? Like, what if they like have like boobies and nipples? Is
Well,
that
they
okay,
would.
Ryan? Would that be
don't do a
acceptable?
puppet show. Oh man, if we did a puppet show, it'd have to be like Meet the Feebles.
Phil and I were literally
Meet the
just talking about
Feebles.
taking
Or-
the
Yeah.
Magic Cop profits
What's the
and
name of the-
making puppets, and we could do a puppet show.
Yeah, I think that would be
on
cool.
YouTube channel.
We were just talking about that today.
Did you ever see that theater piece where that song "Internet" is for?
Honestly,
internet is-
I
Yeah,
kind
that's
of want to do some puppet videos, but I think that we should have Mike S. Miller and Edwin and Doug created as puppets.
Oh, the
the
Dirt
Howard
Worm
Stern
puppet
show?
would have to be like a marionette.
That'd be awesome.
I'm just saying that would be That would be
Like
very
Bonnie?
entertaining. Like the characters are spin-offs
Oh,
on
wow.
existing people and let them get all tweaked out and pissed
Yeah.
off that
I
you know.
you see, that's the thing is like that sort of thing. I know would be very, very popular. It would get lots of hits, but then there's also the part of me that's like, you know what? They don't even deserve that kind of attention. But whatever. It couldn't hurt CG, that's for sure.
Well, again, it would just be fucking satire for fun, and then it could,
ball busting for fun.
and it wouldn't
Yeah,
be a
no,
live stream.
I'm not
It would
against
be
it.
yeah, that kind of thing wouldn't be done on a live stream. That would have to be done in a video because
Yeah. Without a doubt.
Yeah, man.
Although CG news with a puppet would be funny.
Yeah, it would actually.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Yeah, like a little anchor man
Yeah,
reading off a
Yeah.
teleprompter.
right, exactly. With all the little pop-ups and everything. Yeah, that would be kind of fun.
Yeah, the news ticker.
Yeah, and then it's just like all kinds of crazy stuff, and not just CG news, but like all kinds of news that's related to CG. All the mainstream fails and hates,
Donny
and
Cates news.
all the shit that's relative to CG.
And up to the minute, like Cecil is sober. Oh no, wait a second. He just cracked a bottle.
Attention,
Okay.
attention! Cecil's on the wagon again. Oh wait,
No,
hold
wait.
on. Newsflash: Cecil is off the wagon.
That wagon hit a bump and you fell right off it.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
that
it should
kind of
be
stuff
hilarious.
is funny. Yeah,
Most
Here,
definitely.
Drew. Check
all
this
these
page
great
out.
ideas.
I haven't showed this page off yet, Drew, but I wanted to show it to people. I just got this in. It's being colored right now. This is part of the comic that is in between the stories and with the main narrator who's telling these stories. He's this homeless man who actually has this big magical book of lost pages. And
Wow.
he's telling these stories to other, passersby, other homeless people in different areas of the city. And we have this big splash page of him holding the book as the faces of these heroes pop up all around him.
Oh,
this
it's
is good.
fantastic.
Thanks, man. I thought this would be a perfect shot to show off for on the actual campaign page. So this will be one of the pages on there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so Magus, hail on that. You know what? I'm already going to jail with the brethren, so it's already happening.
That it's out.
Jail for cat hoarding, for sure.
Cat
brother.
hoarding.
Yeah.
So check it out.
Oh yeah.
Actual
that's
Spartan
awesome.
helmet.
No,
I'm totally thinking about buying these in bulk and selling them to the Commonsgate brethren. Painting like a
We
war
wear 'em on
campaign
our-
emblem. Get like
Yeah,
a war
those-
campaign emblem back there.
Yeah. Oh man, that is an absolutely beautiful looking page there, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah,
that's
these
awesome.
a lot of these some of these characters are future characters that'll pop up, so you won't actually see them in these stories in this book.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like Easter eggs for down the line of kind of like their first appearance in
Right,
the series. So you won't know what's going on with them until later. But
So that's part of the wraparound story.
yeah. So this is the in between story, and then it finishes here as well. So you get a concise, wrapped up story that leaves the reader wanting more. And a lot of these characters Brandon and I came up with years ago, like the Silhouette. We actually published some Silhouette comics maybe 8 years ago, and we took it to like Wizard World Chicago and sold like 50 copies. But so between then and now, I've been writing short stories and scripts with these characters, getting to know them better. And I think this is the perfect time to show it off and get it actually into people's hands, because I think the more time you spend with a character, the more you know their voice, you know what they're going to do in a situation, and it builds for a better story.
Absolutely.
So is this the crossover suggestion?
Will the Magicop get in a big tentacle orgy with Cthulhu, Asherah, Captain Love in RGE? I don't know. I mean, we'd have to talk about that. Never say never. Magicop is magical, so he is probably one of the easiest characters you could do a crossover with in CG.
Especially, you could like whip anybody into your book that way. Just your little magic.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
A little pocket dimension where that kind of shit's going on. You never know.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
A little Chihulu hentai mix.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Sure, man.
Kick ass.
So what are you guys up to? How's everything going with y'all?
Oh, hanging in there, hanging in there. Fighting the cabin fever.
Yeah.
I'm kind of more used to it than most of my friends are.
Mm-hmm.
They're all really coming apart at the seams, and I'm giving them tips on how to hold it together. But I also have a lot of friends who deal with depression and anxiety, other mood disorders, and they're just especially feeling it really hard right now because I'm part of like a depression bipolar support group, and we can't meet, and so people have gone weeks and weeks and weeks without a meeting, and so we're trying to set something up with Zoom. So people don't feel so isolated.
Right.
Yeah, Zoom's actually getting really popular right now with the quarantine.
It is. It is.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're cashing in hard on this.
Yeah, and I've been working on some videos. I'm working on a horror. I'm trying to do more horror movie reviews, and I've been working on a video for pandemic movies because, I figure that's the stuff to watch right now.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a big believer that you don't run from your fears, you dive headfirst into them, and so
Yeah. So check this out on the pandemic thing. I have a real hard time with this whole shutting down everything. Okay, it's like I understand why they're doing it to keep the hospitals, right? But like the hospitals in my town, right, are already ghost towns. Like there's the parking lots are empty now. There's nobody in the hospitals. If the stats for Fresno County is 2 deaths, 100 cases total, like 120 cases total of the virus, like total, right? They've done 1,300 tests, and of the 1,300 tests, 30 people even had the virus at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is like the dumbest shit ever. It's kind of harsh for me to fucking say this, and I've said it before, and I'm not afraid of the fucking repercussions.
That's
but
okay.
in all reality, I fucking think that we should have just let it fly and let the weak die.
Oh my God, brother.
I gotta disagree with you there, my friend.
I know you were going to, but
I'm also in New York, and in New York, boy, my brother, it is.
Yeah, well, as far as New York, okay, since you're in New York, you're the perfect person to ask about this because you have like local media that we don't get to access, right?
Yeah.
So, is there anybody who is well-to-do that is not sick, or like really sick, or like famous, you know what I mean, that died from the virus?
No.
Everybody who's been dying has been the people that are like Section 8 and super poverty, and they're all stacked on top of each other, right? That's pretty much the case.
It's really scary where I live because there's a very large Hasidic population in Muncie, which is like right next door to where I live. And the Hasidics, I know like people don't want to say this, but they're a religious cult. And they don't believe in immunization. And they don't believe in in fighting this disease in any way, shape, or form, taking any precautions whatsoever. So the virus has been flourishing here, and people are shitting themselves with fear. And I think people out here are pussies to begin with. So you're really starting to see them kind of like come apart. Yeah. Yeah, and and people are, of course, they're always afraid of being critical of the Hasidic population because they don't want to be thought of as anti-Semitic. But no, the Hasidic population, as a rule, is awful to everybody, including other Jewish people who they don't even consider to be Jewish.
In fact, New York is the only place where the gang members don't frighten me.
Yeah. Like the bikers? No, the bikers out here are
no, not the bikers. I mean the gang members, like the actual actual criminal thug element. You know what I mean? It cracks me up because it's like, as far as New York goes, I imagine they're very frightening. But
no, they're not. They're not. They're really not. Not at all. Yeah, no, they would get eaten for breakfast by
The gangs in my town would fucking destroy them.
yeah,
Destroy them in a heartbeat. They would own their asses in a fucking second.
yeah,
You know,
they would
Yeah.
they would make a snack out of them.
And I'm in
for sure.
Fresno. I'm like the Bible Belt of fucking. I'm the Ohio of California. You know
Didn't
what I mean?
Biggie Smalls die over this conversation?
What's that?
Didn't
What?
Biggie Smalls die over this conversation?
Oh yeah, well that's one of the things I've been
Biggie
trying to
and-
get going.
Well,
is like
that
an
was-
East
that
Coast,
was the
West
whole-
Coast CG war.
Yeah, the East Coast West Coast the East Coast West Coast war is one of those rumors that started the whole death of Tupac and
Well, what happened is it was technically engineered to build drama and this and that to advertise their own music to
Yeah,
build
sell records.
So what became from fiction to sell became something serious that got them killed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, it got out of hand. However, if we keep it to paintball guns, I think the East Coast West Coast CG war could actually be non-lethal.
Nah, let's just
What
go
the hell? What fun is that, man? What fun is that?
Let's just
saying.
go.
Have you seen? There's videos.
Hey, what's up, Mark? How's it going,
Mark.
buddy?
What's going on, brother?
I'm telling you, the CG war needs to be with foam swords that we get at dollar store.
Or pool noodles.
Noodles?
Yeah, well, I use pool noodles as cheap sword targets.
Mhm.
Like whenever it's like spring, summer, I just buy them by the box and I'm outside all day.
Like I remember, like a few years ago, like I did an entire war with a whole bunch of people in the entire area, right? Like a few blocks wide. So it was like a whole bunch of adults and kids, teenagers, and it was like a foam swords and super soakers.
Oh, that's great. I saw a wonderful video about people in South Central LA who were having paintball gun wars
Mm-hmm.
and doing drive-bys. And guys getting ready, you know what I mean? And gonna see these suckers going to come by at any minute. I'm going to be ready for their asses. I was just like, oh, thank you, God. It's just like, that's what I'm talking about, you know? Screw shooting each other with AK-47s, just the paintball gun thing. It's
How about bow and arrows?
It still
If
stands
you're gonna talk paint guns, if you're gonna talk paint guns, let's just go to bow and arrows. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you can kill somebody with those, But but a paintball gun, it won't kill you, but it'll leave a nice welt.
Yeah.
Don't think those things don't fucking hurt.
we gotta thin the herd anyway. So.
Oh God. Yeah, now when I was a kid, I always used to dream of an Omega Man situation, or just, oh man, if we could just have 60% of the population die off, there'd be so much less traffic and not that you actually wish these things.
They were
How
talking about
the hell did we get into talking about this when we started talking about comics?
I don't know. This guy's some fucking Thanos shit over here.
Well,
Did we scare Brandon off with our Thanos talk?
I think
I
so.
think he's having issues or something.
That's all good. It's all good. Well, hey, get us back on the comics on the comics trail, Simon.
Well,
Yeah. So how's Six Gun Gorilla doing right now?
Six Gun Gorilla's doing okay. I'm sick and tired of. I shouldn't say I'm sick and tired of networking and hustling and doing live streams, but I need to get back to writing, and I need to get started on another project because I have all of the scripts for Six Gun Gorilla finished.
Yeah.
It's only 3 more issues after this, and Preston has agreed to pick up the art chores because I lost my creative team, and through. Yeah, no, it does. It does. But that's what happens when you go CG, as many people will tell you.
Yep.
And
I still don't understand that because it's like low level intelligence for someone to all of a sudden, who's fucking somebody said Comicsgate was bad. It's like
it's fear. Fear.
Whose advice are you taking? You're taking a stranger's advice. It's not somebody you know.
Over your friend. Yeah.
You're taking a stranger's advice.
But there's also the fact that there's no unbiased or neutral type of information about Comicsgate.
Exactly.
Even Wikipedia is rewritten by leftist, full-on authoritarian
We should
Yeah.
fix that. We should.
Yeah,
We should. resume
SJWs.
that. Hey, Wikipedia is open source. We should correct that. We should
We
not.
should.
Dude, they have a full one.
Anytime you see Wikipedia out of fucking wrong, correct it. Simple as that. Anytime you see it wrong, correct it. It's open source.
Yeah, the
So-
thing is that we don't have propaganda finance. We don't
Yeah.
we have a team of propaganda that we finance. They do. They have it.
Yeah.
They have it. Like I shared a report like last week. They have an entire full team financed by the feminist movement, and they're just rewriting this Wikipedia constantly.
Yeah, it's and so you have to understand when you have somebody like Larry Hama, who thinks that we're scum.
Let's shout everybody out here who's in here just now. Okay, I just want.
I'm all for that, man. I'm all for that.
If everybody's still here, maybe Magus was still here. They welcome. Obviously, he's already here. He welcomed, and then we have the ascending Apothecon. That's funny. Tyler Preston, 6 a.m. Comics. Mark Marinelli. He's always welcome.
Hail, Mark Marinelli.
We got let's see, Edwin the Ace, of course. I'm not missing anybody. Drop your name in there. Benny, what's up, Benny? Everybody, you guys have already all been welcomed, but I just wanted to go through and welcome you.
Welcome, Benny.
If she's still here, there's Phil.
Hey, what's up, brother?
We appreciate you, folks.
And you, how's it going, Captain Love?
Yeah.
Captain Love's kicking ass, man.
Captain Love's doing all right. It's doing all right.
You're
It-
Doing better than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm not afraid to live stream. Damn it, you're fucking. You're all.
I know,
I'm promoting my.
I know, and I am going to do that CG Monster Club thing. That is going to happen.
And Brian, we need to set a date, and we're gonna do that European comic thing.
Most definitely. I'm so down for that.
Yeah. So, Six Gun Gorilla is precisely $47 away from $5,000.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
25 days left. That is plenty of time to push those numbers up, Brian. If you
I know.
slam
I
that
know.
hustle, you know what I mean?
I know.
I
shall.
I only lock you up 2 nights a week, man.
I know.
Sometimes 3 if we do a Thursday, and the rest of the streams, are free games. So
Oh, I know. It's just I got a lot of work to do. I got a lot of I take care of my mom, and that's a full time.
know.
That's
I
a 24/7 gig, man. Let me tell you. But I do intend to get a little bit more aggressive. Hoping to hit more people up for some live streams. I haven't been on Vinny's channel yet. I'm sure he'd have me on to promote this. I mean, he had me on to promote the previous campaign. So I love me some Boner King, and Boner King is always good. Is always good for that. And and also once I really batten down the hatches, I'm sure I'll be able to get these numbers up and get into the 5-digit club.
yeah, you just got to keep pushing, man. You got to keep pushing. You got 25 days left, and then and then this time go in demand, man. This time.
Oh, well, that was my
yeah.
biggest mistake with my last campaign, was not going into demand.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking like I'm going to close it and I'll get one last big push from Comicsgate, and I didn't get that push. So I'm going to be I'm definitely going to be keeping this in demand. And Preston, thank God, finally, cool Preston, not dickish Preston Acevedo, finally fulfilled on not fulfilled, but
Funded.
his funded. Doc Salem. Thank goodness for that.
Yeah.
And he's so busy. He's working on so many different things. I got to get enough money to pay him to do issues 8, 9, and 10. So, and I always like to have the book finished before I go do a campaign.
So Tyler Preston is curious. Why don't you explain to him what you're thinking with the Monster Club?
The Monster Club. Basically, I just want to get.
Horror talk people. So yeah.
I am a grown-up monster kid. One of those guys that caught the very tail end of the monster culture boom of the 60s.
You're a monster man.
I'm a monster kid.
Oh, okay.
In a man's body.
Trying to save you there, brother.
No, that's all good. I appreciate that, brother. Grew up reading Forrest J. Ackerman's Famous Monsters of Filmland. was heavily into like the Aurora monster model kits. The Munsters was being syndicated on TV.
If everybody hasn't picked up on it, Brian is a full-grown child.
Yeah.
It's a monster.
I like to think childlike rather than childish, but that's up for interpretation. That's everybody can decide for themselves. Semantics. And so what I want to do is I want to get a bunch of other monster lovers, basically all of the people who are who are CG, who have monster books that they're currently promoting, like Simon down here, and get together and just talk monsters and of course pimp books.
Yeah.
So we are going to do that at some point, without a doubt. I will set a date soon. And
we've been talking about it for a while.
yeah, absolutely. I've just been dragging my feet just because of just life shit.
Yeah. And then on Horror Talk, we're going to start bringing on B-movie horror actors and directors and
hell yeah.
We can't get we can't get the big guys, but we can get the out of work smallies. You know what I mean?
God. I watched Glenn Danzig's Veronica last night.
Is it good?
I'm sorry.
It is.
It's worse than The Room.
It is. It really, honestly, people were saying this is like the horror equivalent of The Room. It is. It absolutely is. It is just astounding and freaking hilarious. Drew, you're right to be laughing because you're gonna crack up watching this piece of shit, but it's gonna be for all the wrong reasons. Glenn Danzig is like the least self-aware guy in the world. I think he's finally proven it.
I've met him and it's like he gives off that whole fucking I'm short, so fucking I'm insecure. I don't care how famous I am. I have a small dick. You know what I mean? It's like he gives off that whole vibe from. It's like, dude, you don't have to broadcast to the whole world that your penis is little just from your attitude. You don't have to do it. He
does have small man syndrome without a doubt, and
he's himself to be borderline a god.
Well, that's the other thing.
That's the act. That's the act.
Mama.
I've met him.
I've met him too. He's a dick, but he doesn't really seem to.
I met him at a comic book convention when I was a kid.
I know.
This was
Phil's. I never met him. Damn
when he was in. This is like this is either he was either still in the Misfits or I think in Samhain at that point, right? And so he was like really like happy and pleased to be recognized.
In the Misfits, yeah, he was still. I hear he was still like tolerable in the Misfits. I met him I met him when he was doing Danzig, the band, and and his ego had super inflated.
It's after he did the Death Dealer book. That's when you started being a bit of a weirdo.
Well, I think it really started with like the second Danzig album. Because I love the first one. Because
it was during the second Danzig album that I met him. So
yeah, that's when it started. And I just remember getting the CD and taking out the liner notes, and it unfolded into a reversed crucifix. And I remember thinking, "Uh-oh." Like he's going metal and not in a good way. And this is it just struck me as a bad sign.
Hail Edwards.
Wait, we're talking about Suburban Sasquatch? Oh, horror movie equivalent of The Room. Yeah. It's basically Glenn Danzig took a look at Rob Zombie and the shitty movies that he's been making and thought, hey, I bet I could do that. And decided to make a movie that was a horror anthology, and clearly inspired by Mario Bava's Black Sabbath, which is, by the way, where Black Sabbath got their name, which was a anthology horror film. And he took stories from his comic book label, Verotic, and decided to take some of these stories and some of these characters and make a horror anthology movie, and it is just astonishingly awful. And yeah, it's like The Room. It really is. It's so not self-aware. It's not trying to take the piss. It's serious. And to me, there's like people always get on my case. They'll look over like my DVD collection, my Blu-rays, and they're like, "Boy, you're not really a comedy guy, are you?" And I'm like, "No." And I think it's because for me, the best comedies
I love comedy.
Yeah, to me, the funniest comedies are movies that aren't intended to be comedies. Unintended, like I think Rambo: First Blood Part 2 is like one of the funniest movies ever made. Yeah, you give me a couple of bong hits and put that on, and you will I'll drive you up the fucking wall.
And you must die watching porn. It must be difficult to masturbate to porn.
Porn's funny because it's just like, wow, it's like, is that what we humans really look like when we're fucking? It's like
no, it's not. Just so
I know. But it's like, but yeah, no, it's wow, yeah, it's astonishingly awful. And Glenn, there was a moment in time where I thought, wow, if this guy grows up, he's going to go on to do some awesome things. But he never grew up. If anything, he stagnated and got high off the smell of his own farts and is still just incredibly immature. He's an example of somebody that's not childlike. He's childish.
Yeah. Well, Six Gun Gorilla is a comic book, and it is available on Indiegogo right now for anybody who is listening. It is. And we are broadcasting on both Facebook and YouTube. So there are people watching who have never even heard of us before at this point. And it is $47 away from hitting the 5K mark. Now, 5K is the first of the true goals. You know what I mean? That's the first threshold of the true goals. I think that he deserves to get there. This book looks like it deserves to get there. There is a Kanan White variant cover.
Ooh.
Right down here.
Yes, for the trade paperback.
If you don't know who Kanan White is, you are suffering because you need to fucking figure that out.
Yeah, man.
Kanan White is a hell of an artist. He works on brand and he's done a lot of other work out there. And let me just say that this artwork is amazing, and you're gonna need to get yourself this little $45 perk right here. Get the book. So you have the original to read, because I've read it. I have it right here. I can show you guys. I actually have it. No bullshit. I have it.
Show it.
Oh man, you're making me get up.
Yeah, I want to see it.
I still got some extras right here, actually.
I want to see it. That's all. No, it's not proving that you have it. I just want to see it.
And
I don't believe that he has it.
there it is.
Ooh, nice.
And the price might seem a little steep. I'm charging $35 for this, but you get 148 pages of comic. So it's issues 1 through 6. So you're not getting one comic; you're getting 6 comics.
How many copies? How many copies do you have left over?
Oh, I haven't even counted. I would say about 15 or 20.
15? Why don't you take 10 of those and make a special tier on either campaign saying the last 10. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then you charge maybe the same price or maybe even a little bit more to get the last 10. You know what I mean? Since you close it out.
You passed the 5K.
Oh, did I? Oh, bitch.
Yeah, I was thinking of maybe backing it, but I noticed that you already passed it.
Damn. Nice.
No, hell yeah. Thank you, folks.
Awesome.
Thank you. I can promise that you're going to get a kick out of this book. Everybody who reads it loves it.
It's got a lot of heart. It's a great book.
Thanks, man. Thanks. And if you're looking just for a gorilla that's blowing very large holes and very bad people with very big guns, yeah, you're going to get that too. But hopefully I'm also going to take you
celebrate by watching your video.
Oh, yeah.
Brian Christgau, your book, Six Gun Gorilla, is excellent. Six Gun Gorilla, awesome. Awesome comic book.
Thanks, Mark.
We've all heard the stories. We've all heard the legends. Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, Billy the Kid. But there's a secret history to the Old West. One that seems too strange to be true, but, well, we all know what they say about the truth. Very big ape, very big guns, blowing very big holes, very bad people. I think the world is finally ready to hear the story of the strangest, the most startling Western hero of them all. Six Gun Gorilla. Long days of vengeance.
Hail! What a
Hail.
trailer.
Thank you. I'm thinking of making a Cecil cut as well, having him at the end saying in a drunken voice, Six Gun Gorilla. It's fucking fantastic.
Yeah. What? Who made that trailer?
Oh, that's a friend of my artist, Adrian, and beautiful Buenos Aires, Argentina. I asked him, like, do you know anybody that does motion comics? And he was like, I know somebody that could possibly do that.
Yeah.
So he put me in touch with this guy, and I created a storyboard and a script. And storyboards were super easy to put together because all I had to do was just cut and
Put the
paste
panels,
the panels from the comic and then just draw lines in, little arrows like, can you make this guy go that way? Can you make this go that way? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Can you have this figure fading in, that sort of thing. And boy, he did a beautiful job. I also provided the music and the sound effects, the gunshots. The gunshots are all taken directly from Sergio Leone Westerns.
Nice.
Like Fistful of Dollars, Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, For a Few
Sure.
Dollars More, Once Upon a Time in the West. So, yeah.
Duck You Sucker. You ever see that one? You ever
Oh,
see Duck
Duck
You
You Sucker. Yeah. Also known as Fistful of Dynamite. Actually, I didn't take anything from that, but that's a great one, too.
Yeah. And so you crossed 5K. You've done it.
Hell
Yo,
yeah.
brother. It's awesome.
Thanks, brothers.
Yeah.
Couldn't have done it without y'all. Thank you, backers. I guarantee that you are going to enjoy the heck out of this book.
Yeah, it's a good book, and
Yeah.
and I still think you should take the like 10 of those and put them on as these are the last 10 available ever.
Well, I'm definitely going to,
with that cover, you know what I mean?
Mark, at 6 a.m. Comics, he was kind and gracious enough to give me permission to use his illustration of Six Gun Gorilla for stickers. So I'm going to steal Simon's idea with his approval, of course.
Of course, dude. It's not my idea. I'm not the only one who's done it.
All right. I'm just very
I think
careful about stepping on people's toes.
And it's a good thing, but don't worry. That's not that's mainly like we've all been doing that type of thing,
Yeah.
If Phil has the printer, I gave it to him.
Rock and
we
roll.
all do stuff like that.
Rock and roll. And well, I mean, that's that is the general prevailing attitude at CG.
Yeah.
And that's the reasons I love you guys. That's one of the reasons I love this scene. So those are going to be included for free. I'm thinking. I don't see, and I'm going to try and also come up with some other cool stuff too.
Nice.
Of course, the ultimate, the goal would be the Six Gun Gorilla action figure. But if I could mass produce these, oh hell yeah!
Yeah,
Because
awesome.
that's what people want.
Yeah.
I've put that on the tables at conventions, and people are just like, "Where can I get one of those?" I'm like, "It's the only one of its kind.
Yeah.
I'll let you have it for $500,000."
Well, you can have there's a lot of people that do 3D design in CG. You know what I mean? You could
I
you
know.
could have figurines done, and
I absolutely would love to do that. And then there's somebody at Reaper Minis who did this, which is I'm trying to remember the name that they use for the character, because it's like they'll do like Snake Plissken, from Escape from New York, but then they'll call him Dresden or something like that. And so they use like a I don't know, like Cactus Gorilla or something like that. And it's specifically my 6-gun gorilla because he has the hat and the poncho.
I dig it.
Yeah. So and not that makes me mad or anything like that.
No,
I'm not gonna be, you motherfuckers owe me money. No, fuck that.
What kind of flattery is that to get knocked off? That's awesome.
Exactly. So fuck it. I don't mind at all. But it makes me think like, oh man, like if I could get something like that made, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
It'd be a bitch if I had to hand paint them all. I mean, I'm a big mini painter, at least I used to be back in the day. And that's like a hobby that came in really handy last year, where I just had like a lot of bad things happen, like one after another. I always find like jumping back into like a childhood hobby could be very relaxing.
You know what? I'm amazed that you didn't like. Can you still get that? Can you still get that mini gorilla figurine? Are you still able to get those?
Absolutely.
You should buy those in bulk right now.
Maybe
because you can think about giving paint them, or if you want to, or not paint them, but give them out with the campaign.
That would be cool
as an advanced perk, because it's going to cost a little more for shipping. You know what I mean?
Oh, that is. I had kind of kicked that idea around in my head, but there's no way that I'm sending these out without me painting them.
Okay,
that's for sure.
So how long does it take you to paint one?
About a week.
Holy fuck!
Why would you let people paint their own?
Yeah, let them paint their own.
Yeah,
See it that way, bro.
Why be so
that way?
Yeah,
people like painting.
Well,
I have a buddy who loves painting miniatures.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
See it that way. It's not used to giving something that's not fully done.
You might move more because people actually want to paint their own, and then they want to show you their painting after.
But here's the thing: Reaper Miniatures are the people that are producing these. I don't want to just like buy from them and then just like sell. That wouldn't be cool.
Why not?
Well, it's just
you're not selling them individually. You're including them in a campaign in a tier.
Yeah, it would make me feel uncomfortable. Maybe if I spoke with a sculptor, and like, hey, like, dude, you use my character and everything, and I could, and I think it's awesome.
You ask permission first, and
yeah. So I will absolutely consider that, because it's a beautiful mini too. It's really great. The expression on his face and everything is great. I have to see if I can find a painted version, because it's really beautiful.
Cool.
It's really beautiful.
But you should paint one at least.
Yeah. I mean, all my paints are like upstairs in a box. I do have to bust those out. First, I got to hit this one with the primer and everything. And the reason this would take like a week for me to paint is because I've discovered that
Mark's in agreement with me. Mark agrees with me.
And thanks, Mark. And I'm like really, really anal retentive about like perfection now. And also there are all these cool YouTube tutorials on how to paint minis. So the minis that I'm painting now look 100 times better than the minis I was painting when I was like 15 years old. All the Dungeons and Dragons minis.
I love Mark. Mark's fucking hilarious.
Oh, Mark's awesome. He's going to do he's doing such beautiful work, and he's going to be continuing to do such beautiful work.
That's something right there. You should consider that. So you should hit those little minis, and then have a mold made of little chocolate molds of the gorilla.
I love that. That's a great idea.
Sell
got the ideas.
Yeah, sell little 6 a.m. Little 6-gun gorilla chocolates.
They actually have kits where you can make your own chocolates.
Yeah, well, no, everything you can make your own molds, and you can make your own chocolate, and then you just pour it into the mold, and you use the mini to make the mold. And they knocked you off, why don't you knock them off back?
Oh, that would be great. I love that idea. I'll consider
Yeah.
that. I would definitely consider that if there'd be any interest, you know. But then again, also if it's something that I just throw in as a bonus incentive, you know, because you know I love my backers to death.
Luckily, chocolate keeps, man. Luckily, chocolate keeps. You know, if you prepare it right, it doesn't melt. You know what I mean?
Well, summer's coming up, so we'll see. We'll see.
Candy
But
coated shell.
it's an idea.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a,
for sure.
it's,
Well,
a, it's a definite idea, but I definitely would love to. You know, that is what people want. They want like a sculpture, a miniature. They want something. An action figure, of course, would be the ultimate, but I think that's still a ways off. But if I could produce like a little sculpture or something like that, that would be the bomb. People would love that. Oh yeah, and Blood
So,
Hunt
let's switch
almost about to hit the 5-digit club.
Yeah.
Ew.
And I never thought I would get this close, honestly. And you know, it goes proving to you that listening to the fans and supporters pays off.
It does. It does. Give the people what they want. That's all we have to do.
Me, I was dead set on closing it on March because you know I said that it was closing in February or March, right? And I'm like, you know, gonna live up to my word. But having people going, no, please, and I went like, okay, I'll wait 3 days, see how that goes. If I actually get backers, and then 15 more backers away, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna wait till I'm ready to go to order my prints, and that's like within the next 2 weeks or so, just a little bit more. So
I don't see any reason why you would cut off early. You know what I mean? You're still you've already gone on demand. You're still going to get your check on the same schedule. You know what I mean? So it's
it's my side a bit where I'm a bit like Brian. I said I would, so I'm like I will, but having supporters going like, please don't keep it there. So some friends coming, you should wait till one was Phil. You should wait till at least you're ready to print. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I will.
There's none of us that are trying to sell less comics.
Mm-hmm,
you know, some of us are trying to sell fewer comics, I should say.
For sure.
So the fact that you kept this open, it's paid off in a big way. And once you fulfill, that's going to make your next campaign fire.
And there's a big payoff when we reach a 10K, which is to my own detriment. But so if we reach the 10K, every physical book backer gets a sketch card.
See, the Chocolate Gorilla is already popular, Brian. The Chocolate Gorilla is already popular. You see what I'm saying? You got to do the Chocolate Gorillas now. You have to do it. There's no, you can do it at home. You can do it at home. Nothing's stopping you from doing it.
And there's a white chocolate. So if Micah backs the campaign, I can send him a vanilla gorilla.
See, you can have some made of each flavor, and then you know what I mean. You can and don't send them just one gorilla, send them a few. You know what I mean? So they get.
Oh, it would have to be a box. Yeah, no, there's no way I'm sending anybody one. Think about
obviously you want to keep the packaging cheap, so you got to go generic on the packaging. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. Party supply stores, etc., had that kind of stuff like abundance.
You
can search that stuff on eBay or whatever if you need to.
There's the Michaels close by that always has.
Figure out what your cost is to do it, to produce it. Figure out how long it would take you to produce it. Do the math at paying yourself a fair wage to produce it, and then that's what you charge for them.
Yep. Ascending Apothecon says SJWs be like Six Gun Gorilla is a racist parody of Django Unchained. The very first post, that very first response that I got when I posted the link to my previous campaign was, "This is the raciest thing I have ever seen." Right? Now, obviously, the person meant racist, but they spelled it raciest.
I don't see how it's racist or even that racy. So
neither do I.
So I'm like,
SJWs, or they're reaching. It's all about putting.
It sounds like they're more racist because it sounds like they're associating people with the gorilla that you weren't when you wrote it. So it sounds like they're more racist than you are, just because their head is there.
Oh, you know what? I've always been extremely suspicious of PC people. Going back to the 90s, because I had like a really PC roommate, and right? And so this guy was, you know, like a social justice warrior before there were social justice warriors. The original social justice warriors were the politically correct people, PC people. And this guy was on the phone to his friends, and he was like, because we were like upstate in Binghamton. That's where I went to get my degree, and so he's on the phone. We were like roommates, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you know, it's not that bad here. You know, there aren't that many N-words here." And I was like, right? Except of course he didn't say N-word. He said the N-word, and I was just like, what a fucking hypocrite, man! What a fucking hypocrite! These are the people that will tell you all about their black friends.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
The thing is that they think
I got the
about
black
it like
friends.
that. That's the, you know what I mean? It's if you think about it like that, if you think of someone, you know, as like an other because of their skin color,
Yeah.
right? Then you're racist.
Yeah.
That's as simple as that. If you don't think of someone as an other because of their skin color,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Then you
Yeah.
are not a racist. If you think of someone as an other because of their income level, right? Then you're a
Yes.
bigot.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, it's there's a difference between saying like my black friends and like, oh, my friends who are black. Do you know what I'm saying? Although I never like to hold anybody up as a prop. I think that's racist and disgusting.
I don't know. I hold my cats up as props all the time.
Well, that's different. That's different. That's speciesist. And cats make such great props. But yeah, no, I mean that's the thing is they know that if they put you in a position where you're denying that you're racist, it's always going to sound funny, isn't it?
You know, the thing is like if someone said, "Drew, are you racist?" I'm like, I don't know, maybe a teeny tiny bit about some super specific types of people. Maybe I kind of like think that, you know, that like maybe black people are a bit more athletic, so maybe I'm racist. You know?
Yeah, no, I mean, no, I had friends who were.
I just approach it without a denial aspect. You know what I mean? I'd
Yeah,
say,
no,
like,
me
you know,
too.
like I'll look for like the ways that I could be identified as racist, the ways that I could, you know what I mean? And then I'll lay out the ones in front of them that are
Yeah.
most obvious to me. And that usually ends the conversation when someone accuses me of being racist. And then, you know, and then I'll like show them pictures of my ex-girlfriends and they're like, oh, well. It's like-
Right? Well, it's I've friends that came from England, and the guy is from Pakistan, or his parents are from Pakistan, but he's from England, from Leeds. So you know, you talk to him, you know, you're like assalamu alaikum, my brother, and he's like, hello, governor. And his wife is half Swedish and half Iranian.
Mhm.
And we're hanging out one night, and you know, and one of them said, like, you know, so like, you know, do your friends know that you like who are kind of racist? Do they know that you're not racist? And I'm like, I don't know that I'm not racist. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just like, yeah, because I mean, what is it? It's
Well,
like
the thing is everybody has preconceptions of other elements to a race, whether it be cultural
Sure.
or physical aspects.
Sure.
Like
What
like
I
I was saying
say-
about athleticism, you know what I mean? It
Sure.
may not actually be scientifically accurate. It may just be a coincidence that
Right.
that sports are more or less dominated by a certain race. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
The one thing I will say is
Also, Asians tend to be horrible at like football.
the one thing I will say is that I'm a one worlder,
Mhm.
and that every man is my brother and every woman is my sister unless I want to date them.
Yeah. And then people say, "Are you sexist?" I can't deny being sexist because, like, you know, like, are women bad drivers? I'm like, you know, like, you know, it's like, would you vote for a woman president? I'm like, over a man with the same exact qualifications? I'm like, no. You know, like, why? Because I've seen women fucking flip out over nothing.
Oh
And I've never
God.
seen a man do that.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right,
So,
right,
you know,
right.
I've seen women have complete emotional, unexplained outbursts that are completely insane and terrifying, more scary than anything I've experienced in my whole life.
Yes. Yes.
I've seen
Yeah.
some men do that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen men lose their tempers, but I haven't seen them just out of nowhere
Go
have
psycho.
those psycho emotional outbursts, start crying out of nowhere, you know,
Yeah.
and just like emotionally unreasonable. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I've never seen a man do that. I've seen women.
yeah.
I'm not saying all women do it.
No.
I'm just saying I've seen women do it.
Yeah.
So, and I've seen a lot of different women do it, and I've lived with women that have done it. You know what I mean? And it's like you know that it's coming, like it's that time of the month, because it's like you can feel the tension building up in the house, and you're like,
absolutely,
holy shit, this is crazy. You know what I mean?
I
And so it's like, yeah. If you consider that sexist, then I'm sexist. If you don't consider that sexist, then whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it really comes down to what you think, where your degree is on how you want to classify that shit to yourself.
Right.
But I'm not in denial with what I think about all this stuff, and I'm definitely not racist, because I got nothing against nobody. You know what I mean?
No, me neither. Me neither. And
Yeah,
and to me also racism. I have two major issues with racism. One, it's stupid. It doesn't make logical sense. It doesn't make scientific sense, right? Eugenics is a quack science, complete bullshit. There's only one species of human being, and two, it's rude. It's bad fucking manners.
Well, if you say it like that, that's going to make people want to do it more. Oh, it's rude. It's bad manners. Oh, I got to do it more. I'm offending people. Fuck yeah.
We're talking about how
triggered.
Oh God. Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to get going. But thanks for having me on. It's fun.
Absolutely.
Later, Phil.
Congratulations on the success of Magic Cop.
Thanks, man.
And onward and upwards, sir. Onward and upward.
Thank you, brother.
So everybody, go and back yourselves some
Magic Pop.
Some good old Magic Cop. So close to 10K.
They are $521 away.
We're both close to getting to that 10K, bro.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's crazy, and like
Do I hear a race?
No.
No, wait. I think so. I think we need to go for bragging, right? Who's got the bigger dick? Who's got the bigger dick?
That's not gonna work.
So the more money we raise here, is the better we can make, the Lost Pages and the next comics we could do, and and just keep making comics, because that's what we're all about over here. So check it out. It's 92 pages of story. The book is over 100 pages long, and it's a fun time. I'm loving everybody's reviews and reactions to it, and it just makes me want to make more. So check out Magic Hop. And then also check out the Lost Pages. Get on that mailing list so you can get that free trading card as well.
Hell yeah.
Sure.
Hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And I will definitely back this once I get Pizzade, because I feel stupid. Because I thought I had backed this, but this is like one of those books I thought I backed, but
so many books out there, man. It's
I've seen a few things from the Lost Pages, and trust me, guys, you don't want to miss that one.
We got a lot of surprises coming up for that one. A lot of awesome names working on it as well. So thanks for having me, guys. It was a lot of fun. We'll have to do this again.
Absolutely. Rock and roll, man.
Everybody.
Yeah. See you guys.
Rock and roll.
Hail the chat.
Hail Comicsgate.
Hail Comicsgate. Yeah. So everybody, they're not far away. When you get Pizzade, as Brian says, it sounds like a food to me for some reason.
Somebody needs to grab that cover art there, and it'll be done.
I don't know why that cover art. Why? I wonder if. Here's the thing. I wonder if, because of it was refunded and sent back, I wonder if the cover art is actually purchasable.
Yeah, it is. Go down.
No. I mean, I wonder if Indiegogo has got it stuck on them. You know what I mean? Maybe someone can't actually buy it.
No, maybe I'll suggest to him to maybe create a new tier and erase that one.
Yeah,
just to give it a go. Yeah,
just drop it, and put a new one up, just in case. You know what I mean? And then talk about that specifically more than anything else. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because
that's a good idea.
Well, it seems like a necessity, because he doesn't know. I mean, have they tested or try to purchase it on their own? Probably not.
Nope.
You know what I mean? But how many people may have tried to say, "Well, I can't buy it. Well, fuck it." You know what I mean?
Heck yeah.
I mean, maybe that's the case. I mean, because how long does original art sit? I mean, I've never seen that happen on any Comicsgate campaign.
No, original art usually goes really fast because, of course, it's original art. Which is something-
Yeah, but
I'm not- I'm not-
the only issue I see is the fact that when that came out, the cover
uh-huh.
right was done by Elliot, and after that, when the campaign came out, the entire thing of him with Doug and not being CG anymore.
Oh, so Elliot Fernandez is
Jerkmonger.
CG?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
well.
Jerkmonger, the one where he's working with Doug on what is it, Door Knocker? I don't know.
So it's possible that nobody wants it.
Maybe that's why.
Well,
you never know. You never know. You know.
I mean,
I'll suggest it to him, and
I mean, it's still Magic Cop cover art. I mean, it's like that book. I mean, if he produces a Magic Cop as a series, 4 or 5, 6 books from now,
but
it's all more valuable.
Yeah, but that's my second point. Is it's not the book's cover.
Yeah, you're right. It's a variant.
No, it's
Oh,
it's not even a variant.
art.
It's the Ashcan. Yeah. No, it's the Ashcan cover. Yeah.
Oh, it's the Ashcan cover.
I just realized, man, War Campaign can't possibly be happy about this book because it's a furry book.
No, they love it.
Do they really? Wait a
Nah,
second.
no,
Okay,
they made
that's some fucking bullshit.
No, I'm joking. They love the brothers, right? They didn't make puns of the fact that there's the wolf, but they got away because he's a werewolf.
Right. Well, my gorilla.
It's not a gorilla that plays. It's not a big monkey that plays with his gun. I'm just trying to tell you,
dude.
No love
this
from
this
those
is War
dudes, man.
Campaign.
No love.
Dude, this is War Campaign.
Yeah,
They'll take puns at everything. Okay,
No,
they'll look at your book and go, "What can I make
dude,
fun
they were
of?"
calling my book porn. They were calling my book porn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My book's not porn, but they were making jokes about how my bros all.
It's
You're
okay.
gonna
See it that way.
you know what I mean?
It's like going to meet like buddies at an Irish pub.
Yeah, except they didn't have. Except they won't have me on. Although they won't have me on also because they think that I might be gay ops, and I don't know why that is. But for some reason,
I don't think
that's
that's
like
the case.
secret agent.
I don't think that's the case anymore. I mean, I think what it is that you're probably just not clearly on their radar because they don't. I mean, Ryan, I don't know if he's still in the chat, but you know what I mean. But
yeah.
He knows who you are. You know what I mean? And they're gonna, and they may be watching you. They may have, because of that previous suspicion, they may be observing and watching. You know what I mean? and other than being, a bit lefty and and on the softer side emotionally, you know what I mean?
Soft? No, I am. Dude, I got a fucking mood disorder. I'm a sensitive motherfucker. Really fucking.
Well, I'm just saying, it's like those kinds of things, they might make fun of, but other than that,
nobody's above a ball breaking, man. I don't mind having my balls busted. They could say put red rainbow dildos on my head any old fucking.
Oh yeah. You don't have any issue. You don't have any issue with some ribbing.
No. I just want to get, just like, where's the ribbing is cool, but like I'd like to get some love with the ribbing, But it's all good. They don't owe me shit. And I'll say this about Road 2 is I sent him a digital copy free of charge, and he actually ended up paying for it. And he didn't need to do that because I was.
Ro is a stand-up fella, man. He really, really is. He the character he plays on War Campaign live stream is not the same Ro.
No.
Yeah. No, that told me a lot. That told me a lot because I was like, dude, you don't need to do this because it's a review copy, right? So people don't pay for review copies, but he paid for his. So yeah, that tells you something. We want to laugh and help sell your books. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Well, hook me up, Ryan. It works for me. What the fuck?
I've invited Gat to come onto this show. So as soon as he gets his shit dialed in with Vestige, he'll be coming on, and then having a one-on-one with Gat is probably, and maybe Steve will probably come with him, and having them talk to you and get to know you a little bit and see that you're not like not a backstabbing kind of guy. Once they witness that, that's going to.
The thing is, they also need to know that you're able to take a roast. When you're going on War Campaign, you're going like it's not a roast, right? But you're going on a roast show. It's a comedy show. They say
you're gonna get hazed a little. I understand. Yeah. That's I don't have a problem with.
Yeah, and it's all hazing and love, man. It's
And the more they like you, the more the more they haze you.
Oh, I know.
I
I know how
heard,
they
I
roll. It's all
heard that
good.
Birds of Prey is actually working on a sequel already. Like the script for a sequel is already like in the process for Birds of Prey.
Even
How
though
did that? Didn't that movie bomb? I thought that movie tanked. I didn't
it
realize.
did.
I didn't
It
realize they were
did.
doing a sequel for that already.
Did they change the title midway too?
Yeah, I know.
Apparently, they're bringing in Poison Ivy, and they're going to destroy that property now. So
Well, oh god, I watched 15 minutes and I turned it off. It's like, do they not realize that when you put out a comic book movie and not a single one of the characters is identifiable, that might be a problem? I
Yeah.
couldn't, like I said, the only character I could recognize was Harley Quinn, and that's because I recognized Marco Robbie or Robbie.
yeah,
That was it. I was like, who's the Huntress? Where's Catwoman? Where's Oracle? Where's Black Canary? It's just like
I would rather have seen, instead of Birds of Prey, I'd rather have seen them do Sirens and then have a different writer. Like it would have been awesome. I mean, because she doesn't do the worst job as Harley Quinn. She wouldn't have been my first choice for Harley Quinn. I would have picked somebody who was more of a pinup body style. You know what I mean? Because she's a little frumpy. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Because Harley Quinn was spam. Even you know what I mean? She was
bootylicious.
She was the kind of girl that could walk into a room, dressed in a fucking business suit, and all the men would be like,
exactly.
What? You know what I mean?
Curvaceous.
Yeah. She was a bombshell. Yeah. And Margot Robbie's hot as hell. I mean, especially if you guys saw her in Wolf of Wall Street. But
very pretty. Yeah, very pretty, good actress and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just,
she's not quite the body type that Harley Quinn was supposed to be. And from the comics at least. And then the way they took the character, you know what I mean, was not quite Harley Quinn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like attitude wise, you know what I mean?
I totally agree.
They had crazy, but they didn't have the right kind of crazy.
Exactly.
It was because Harley Quinn is lovesick crazy.
Exactly.
It's her love for Joker, her obsession with the Joker that makes her batshit fucking insane.
Absolutely.
It's nothing else. It's not, you know what I mean? It's that obsession. That's why she's a minion. That's why she, you know what I mean? Now she did spin off and get independent and had a relationship with Ivy. However, every time the Joker came up in the circle, she's all again. You know what I mean? Immediately.
Exactly.
So, but Ivy, she had an affair with Ivy, which is something that I think they should do. I think that would make a good story.
Absolutely.
However, I think that the right author should be doing it. You know who'd do awesome? I would love to see if Tim Burton come back at Batman again with them as the Sirens. You know what I mean? That, you know, it would not
that might be fun. Well, that might be fun.
It would be dark, and it would be true to the character likenesses at least.
Well, I'm not really. I mean, I think the first Tim Burton Batman movie is a complete and utter unmitigated disaster. I like Batman Returns, but once again, not my ideal.
Yeah, you're going to get a disagreement from me on that one. I don't think it was a disaster. I thought it was, especially at the time, considering the movies that were made at the time, it was a revolutionary motion picture.
If they had followed the same formula as the Richard Donner Superman movie, I think they would have been golden. And unfortunately,
no, that is true. You're right, but we're talking about Tim Burton, so he's not Richard Donner. It's not high spirits and happy. It is dark, grismal, and depressing.
Well, but I didn't think it was. I thought it was.
No, it was compared to like Richard Donner. It was.
Well, yeah. It's just the whole thing I thought was just really a mess from top to bottom, and now it has a reputation for being a good movie, and I don't understand that.
I thought it was a good movie when it came out. I remember when it first came out, I went to see it in the theater 5 times, and I was like, this is so well done. This is so like the details are freaking there. The
look of the film was fantastic. The look of the production design.
Michael Keaton was amazing. You know what I mean? He wasn't the physical type I would have chosen.
And he wasn't a good Bruce Wayne. Because
I wouldn't have,
and the Batman costume, and they'll generally look okay. It's the Bruce Wayne part.
Yeah,
he was better than the other ones that we had. Come on.
Yeah, no,
but I mean, it's still also
until the Batfleck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say that Michael Keaton, considering the actors available at the time, was a good choice.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
loved him. To me, he
Yeah.
was the best Batman until Best.
You
Like,
got
just,
you got to think of the
Mm.
limitations of the time and the limitations that exist in
No,
filmmaking.
I remember very clearly, and I just remember being horrible.
And it was the first
If they'd gone Superman with it, it could have been classic.
it was the first attempt to bring back the superhero movie in a long period of time of failed attempts.
I know.
You know what I mean?
And
So-
also the one unforgivable sin. They made Batman a fucking killer.
No, Batman was a killer fucking
Why?
before that. Batman was a killer.
Yeah,
Dark
he
Knight.
had a gun in the origin, in his origin.
but here's the
in
thing.
Dark Knight, he killed people. He killed,
Yeah.
but he
Well,
was
didn't kill-
forced
he
to.
didn't kill anybody it didn't kill anybody in The Dark Knight Returns.
Yes, he does. He kills the Joker.
No, no. He breaks the Joker's neck, and it's the Joker that kills him.
But in the first Batman graphic novels, Batman was a killer.
Well, here,
Then he became what?
Yeah,
Remember
but here's the
Shadow
point.
Knight? Remember Shadow Knight? Was this Shadow Knight or no Shadow Hawk? After he had a gun, he would break people's leg. He would leave you almost paralyzed, depending on the crime that you would do.
I don't
He
have a
would leave you-
problem with the ruthless Batman.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about Batman being a killer. Okay, is Batman a killer? I would say no. Can Superman fly? You would say yes.
Superman can defy gravity.
Yeah, but logically,
But here's the thing: originally, Superman couldn't fly.
No,
He
well,
could leap tall buildings in a single bound.
this is true.
Yeah, but-
The first iteration of Superman could not
Look,
fly.
in the Batfleck iteration, right? You say he kills, but he doesn't.
Superman
He kills
does-
in two occasions that you have to understand. One, he has a machine gun when it's an entire war, and according to the setting, it was the war with Superman leading the dark side.
Oh, that was different. That I didn't
the,
have.
se- the second part was in
Yeah.
the warehouse, right? Dude, they're shooting at the guy,
Oh.
and they're throwing a grenade, so he's gonna throw it back before it explodes. So that's what I'm saying. He's not set up to
That's
kill
different.
people.
Yeah, well, yeah, but
And in
when
the
you
old one,
watch
he
when you
killed one
watch the
person.
3-hour version,
Yeah,
of Batman versus Superman, it makes a little more sense because you're
Yep.
like, oh, we're dealing with a fallen Batman.
Mhm.
We're dealing
Yep.
with a Batman who has ceased to give a fuck.
we're dealing with the Dark Knight.
Well, you get like really dark, and then at the end, he realizes, thanks to Superman,
Dark
he
Knight?
needs to change.
Did you read the Dark Knight graphic novels?
Oh my god, the days they came out.
Yeah, I mean, he was
Blew
a
my
hell-
fucking mind. He was ruthless. He would fuck
Mhm.
you up badly.
Love it.
He'd destroy your knee, dislocate your shoulder, but he wouldn't kill you.
No, he was a killer back then. He killed.
No, he
the whole-
wasn't, and he didn't kill the Joker. The Joker committed suicide. He got right there, and then he stopped because he realized, like, I'm not letting him like do this to me.
I'm like gonna have to get them.
He stabbed him with his freaking batarang.
Oh,
And then broke his neck.
he threw a shuriken into his eye.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it didn't penetrate
thought
his
he
brain. It
broke-
didn't kill him.
I thought he broke the Joker's neck.
yeah, he did.
He did, but he didn't kill him.
He
But
tried.
I
to.
thought he did. And I thought he would.
No, he backed off at the last second.
Oh, yeah, I
And
broke
the
your neck.
Joker
But
committed suicide by twisting his neck and
I think you're right.
cackling, and you could hear the bones grating and crunching until finally he just died with that rictus on his face, you know. And here's the thing: I've had this discussion when I was taking a class on comic book writing with Dennis O'Neil, the Batman guy, without a doubt, the guy who gave Batman back his dignity in the 70s in that legendary run with
Wait, I
Neil
gotta know.
Adams.
Wait. Which character were we talking about that you want to see young Fran Drescher in? Please.
Oh,
I need to know.
Harley Quinn,
Oh, okay.
because the accent and everything. No, that's not a bad idea. I was thinking more. What's her face? She was in Space Truckers. It'll come to me later. But anyway, so before the class begins, I'm having this discussion with some of the other geeks that are in the class, and Denny's hanging out. He's listening to us, and then they go, "Gee, wouldn't it be great if we had an expert on Batman that could settle this for us?" Right? And so we're all looking at him, and he says, Batman does not kill. This is a guy who was the Batman editor at DC for 30 years. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that people aren't entitled to their own opinions. I'm not saying that there's a specific right or wrong. I'm just saying that the world's foremost authority on the character says Batman does not kill. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Well, Bill Fingers said he did.
Yeah. Well, you think about Bob Kane. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Not Bob King. Bill Fingers, because
Bill
Bob
Fingers.
King had nothing to do with his creation.
Yeah, well, oh God. Did you hear the story about him and Steranko?
So you mean Debbie Mazur?
Debbie Mazar, yeah.
yeah.
If she were curvier, yeah.
Yeah, no, she was cute. No, the kind of girls I would see for Harley Quinn are
More curvaceous.
way more like Pamela Anderson was in her prime.
Yeah. Well, okay. Anyway, I gotta get this out because this is a story that's too awesome. Jim Steranko, fascinating guy, right? He was like a car thief when he was a kid, and he was a car thief. Like he had like a huge lot full of cars that he jacked. He was a magician, all these other cool things. I found out in this interview that I listened to that he did for Word Balloon, and then he goes into an experience that he had with Bob Kane. Jim Steranko was the first guy to write a history of the American comic book, and in it, he kind of dissed Bob Kane a little bit by saying that Batman was really just a shadow knockoff, which he was. That's why he had the 245s, right? And at this convention, they were like in a hotel, and as Steranko goes into a elevator, as the doors are closing, Bob Kane reaches out and bitch slaps him, and boom, the doors close. So Steranko finds out which room Bob Kane is staying in. He goes up to the door, knocks on the door opens. Bob Kane is standing there. Bam! Steranko bitch slaps him so hard he spins around. And he was just like, just returning the favor, and leaves.
Yeah, Bob Kane was known to be quite a dick. Man, more than a dick.
But man, Steranko's a man's man.
Yep.
He wasn't gonna let him get away with that shit.
Nope.
Oh, too good, man. Too good.
Yeah, so we're coming up on the 2-hour mark.
We are.
So since we have someone special in the audience, I gotta play.
And yes, Mark, Batman could throw a batarang into the Joker's eye far enough not to kill him, and he could also twist his neck enough to break it without killing him. At least that's in the Frank Miller Batman. Oh yeah, I want the MP3. Somebody hook me up with the MP3. I'm making a video of it.
Neck beard so tight, got my glasses just right. Feel so in my veins, Twitter raging all night. As I tune to my feed, what's this I see? Hashtag comics ain't so much controversy. I spit out my tea. This all caps logo is laughing at me. Hop on my steed, I'm chafing in my skinny jeans, but I gotta wait night till the daylight. Daddy working overtime for the soy boy life.
Rub it everywhere.
Let me cluck, cluck, cluck for a buck. My IOU cut from the big till overflow with much. See, my roommates all agree. You need to pay a big diversity. And that indie smoke can't play dog with a man's blame. Can't hold a candle to my Hollywood payday. $20,000, yummy pre-tax cheddar. I'd like to see you in sales, try and do better. Your pages float, your comics are late.
Oh, I need seriously, Drew. Do you have that as an MP3? You got to. It's on your phone. Can you hook me up with like a download link or something like that? Because I do want to try make a music video of this.
Hook him up. Hook him up.
Hook a brother up.
Mark sent it to me. I don't feel like I have the right to forward it without his permission, but he can send it to you.
Yeah,
or he can tell me to send it to you either way. So,
and also with the knowledge that I'm going to do something with it. I'm not making any promises, but I think there might be a music video in this.
You should,
so.
yeah, you should pay attention to that evil laugh, Mark, and think twice. And,
I just love how he keeps discovering new details in the song. Like he's just like rubbing the soil all over his body.
Dude, if you had any idea how many times I've listened to that song, it's
Oh.
got so many funny nuances in it, dude. And
And
well
he doesn't
done.
like it. And he doesn't like it.
I don't understand. Maybe he's embarrassed by it because it's kind of silly a little bit.
It's
but
fun.
that's what I
Well, of
love
course,
about it.
yeah.
maybe it's because he's not used to, doing singing. It's not his
I
thing.
think. Well, remember
Sad
also. Yeah, and I think artists are also, we're a sensitive lot, generally speaking, and we can be very self-conscious, and maybe he just, and also it's his own voice, right? He's doing the singing, and nobody likes the sound of their own voice. So that's my guess.
I would say people that talk a lot like the sound of their own voice.
I talk a lot because I feel awkward if there's
I
a
wasn't
long
specifically making fun of you.
silence. No, I know. I didn't think that you were.
That he loves the sound of his voice thing,
Oh,
that
yeah.
phrase.
Oh,
My
I
mom
know.
said to me all the time, I think you love the sound of your own voice. I'm like, I don't know, I don't listen to myself. It's like,
Oh man, what are you guys
Yeah.
doing with the rest of your evening? You gonna do some work?
I am going to feed the cats, and then
Sorry, my kid was talking to me.
That's okay.
Then
How
I'm
dare
gonna-
he?
Then I'm going to work on some Captain Love script tonight, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
then tomorrow I got to get up early and do some coding and get some other shit done, and then tomorrow night I'm on Greater Point 5.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, my grade of 0.5 peeps killing it with
Mhm.
Peregrine.
They're doing
So
good.
happy for them, man.
Yep.
They're doing good.
Happy for them, proud of them.
They were all nervous that they were having trouble like funding, but they're
I know.
getting close. They're gonna get their how much are you asking
It-
for?
it- you
12
know
or
what?
14?
Nerves is the game, man. Nerves are part of the game, and we can't all have out the gate high numbers. You know what I mean? It's a hard thing to do.
Oh,
Okay, they're asking for 10K. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
They're-
that's the thing that but they're still in their first week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's
So-
7,000.
gonna
They're
do
already
it.
at 7,595, so they're gonna get there. They're 75%. Yeah.
Yep, without a doubt.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean they got more than 45 days left, right? So they're gonna make
yeah.
it.
Yeah, and
We should definitely give them a push too.
And I'm starting the drawing of the print. They're gonna.
Well, actually, we're gonna have them on. I've been trying to get Optimus to come back to me about a date that I've like hit him up a couple times. I said, hey, give me a win. It's like
Oh,
you
I
can't
told
go
him
win.
not to. I told him you don't want to get on here.
Oh.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Tell them to fuck off.
No, I'm joking.
I love those folks.
Yeah, I love
And to,
Optimus.
and to me,
I'll lock them down on a date tomorrow. You know what I mean?
okay. And to me, like I know it sounds like a broken record. This is what what Comicsgate is all about. The people looking at what we're doing and going, maybe I could do that too.
Mm-hmm.
That's the beauty, man. If we're not exclusive, we're inclusive, and the more the merrier, man. The more the merrier.
Well, I think there's like the right kind of diversity is creates a lot of creativity because
It does.
and I think that like true diversity, which is like a natural diversity, you know what I mean, is the future of comics, and not this fake diversity where we just like everybody but the white men are welcome. Everybody but the straight white man.
It was more diverse in the 80s and 90s than it was in the 2000s because of those dicks.
Right.
Absolutely. Although I do think we need a moratorium on Quebecois. I think we have enough with the Quebecois.
Why?
Just to bust your balls. and really, and you know why? Because I just like saying Quebecois.
Quebecois. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are
It's the
being a bigot
best
to
part of
him?
Canada.
Seriously.
No, he's not.
The hottest girls, man. The hottest girls
that's
are in
actually-
Montreal. Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I also heard the dirtiest girls are in Montreal.
Mhm.
Is that true?
Yeah. And the best strip clubs, the best ladies. You have all type of ladies.
Yeah, we're all gonna have to go to Canada just to fucking break the rules for a while.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and say Yoda David Cronenberg for sure.
But you know, there's big chances I might be moving in the States in a year or two.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why would
So-
you come here?
Say goodbye to your healthcare,
Yes.
buddy.
Dual citizenship.
Oh, there you go.
Are you gonna marry somebody in Comsgate?
Of course. I'm gonna marry Joe Ball.
Oh, that's right. You don't just have to marry a woman anymore. Oh,
No.
wow. That opens up your options. Oh, man.
No.
Hey, you heard it here, folks. You heard it here first. Congratulations, Sim and Joe Ball,
Mm-hmm.
on their upcoming nuptials.
Can't wait for the festivities to begin.
Oh man, the things
I
that
I
we
told
do on
him the
this show.
same thing. I told him the same thing. Like, if the world ends on your side, yeah, I'll marry you. Come here.
Is that like one of those promises?
Oh.
Well, if we both get to 50 and no one's gotten married yet, it's like,
If you're about to die and your world's turning to hell, yeah, but I'll bring you back here.
You're so generous, Simon. You're such a generous man.
Oh, it goes to you too. I'll marry both of you too.
Oh well, that's the next step. That's the next step is polygamy. You gotta legalize polygamy. Seriously, why is that illegal? That doesn't make any sense to me. It's like any guy or woman should be able to marry as many people as they want, as long as the other people are aware.
There's a lot of history in why that is like considered socially unacceptable now.
Well, I know
it's too much to get into it at 2 hours.
I know it's a bad idea because like there was like a guy who like had grown up like in like the Utah Mormon community, and it was like a normal thing for him, and all of his friends were like, "Man, you had 3 wives? That sounds super hot." And he was like, "Dude, trust me, you would not want to have 3 women angry at you at the same time."
It has everything when women were no longer livestock and were actual people. When that transition happened, you know what I mean? That's when it became socially unacceptable. I mean, the Bible itself says a man should be able to have as many wives as he can afford.
Yep.
I mean, it's like, really? That's a lot of wives. It's like, you're a pimp. I got a pimp.
But once again, it's like, and you know, like when gals are living together, how their periods all synchronize. Now imagine 3 women in the house at the same time.
Are you saying we were made for this?
No, that's why you separate them. You don't put them in the same house. You put them in 3 different houses. So that while one's bleeding, you got the other 2 to put in.
I still think the reason why, like the reason
We're
why
getting into a weird area here.
I know.
The reason nature made that happen was so all the guys who all at once would be like, "Okay, dudes, we're all going on a hunting trip. Let's leave the ladies."
All right. On that twisted fucking crazy note,
Do you think that's where the expression comes? Here's my hunting club, and here's the ladies' club.
Yeah. Yep.
Get it?
the ladies auxiliary?
Say, you got 1 million of them. Is this thing on?
Yeah, the ladies auxiliary. The ladies auxiliary club.
Don't worry, ladies. We love you. You're crazy, but we love you.
Yeah, by the way, you're talking about the ladies, you had the CG Powerpuff girls.
Yeah, man.
It was Carla, Lola, and Shay.
Yep.
That's funny.
That's
The
fantastic.
CG Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, that's how they called themselves, the Powerpuff Girl Show.
That's fantastic. Yeah, that was last night, I believe.
Yeah, no, that was right now.
Hail to the ladies of comics.
It was right now during our stream.
Sim is so funny how he'll troll other people's fucking chats while he's fucking on our show. So.
Yeah, you know, he's
multitasking.
Multitasking. All right, guys.
So, if you guys aren't already backing Captain Love: Rise of the Pirate King Chapter 1,
what the fuck are you waiting for?
I know.
Yeah, this is sometimes people don't have money yet. You know what I mean? But I want to tell people the reasons why they need to do this now versus later. So, like, if you miss this campaign, right? Like, when this thing fulfills, it's going to be yanked shortly after that, because I'm going to be launching Chapter 2's campaign as soon as Chapter 2 is complete. And I just put my colorist on it today, which means that pages 1 through 13 are now in my colorist's hands, as well as 4 trading cards that are going to be coming out with this book. Not Chapter 1, but with Rise of the Pirate King, 4 of the trading cards. And he is going to get started on that, which means that we are basically like a third of the way done with chapter 2. So I want you guys to realize that this thing is moving forward at a fast pace, and it is going to be super awesome, and it's not going to be cheap to do it one at a time. It might hurt less individually, and if that's the way you need to do it, I get it. And if you're international, holy crap, I understand the shipping is a big bite, but you have to understand that you're going to get 7 packages if you are backing executive. Any of the executive tiers, you're going to get 7 packages. When chapter 1 ships, you're getting chapter 1. When chapter 2 ships, when that campaign ends, you're also going to get chapter 2 because you backed director level, executive producer on this campaign, etc. Chapter 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, you can, when chapter 2 comes out, you can, I'm probably going to have, most likely, I'm going to, unless, for some reason not to, I'm going to have an executive producer on that campaign as well. And, it will actually cost more because there's going to have to be a little bit of a penalty for everybody who backed on time. Yeah. You know what I mean? So for the sake of people who are backing in this campaign, I'm going to have to charge a little bit more for each campaign for the executive producer. I don't know how much more it'll be. It won't be a lot. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying that you'll save money this way. You'll save money this way. And and then obviously if you're looking to save the absolute maximum dollar, wait until the whole campaign is done and just get the graphic novel, or, get the graphic novel with all the books right then, because hopefully they will still be available unless this book gets really, really popular and they get bought out, which is something that may be happening. I don't know. Can't tell until it happens. You know what I mean? So it's best to back right away. This campaign is going to be open for a while. All these things are going to be available. But if you back as an executive producer, you will be getting all the tiers, all the special perks, everything that is special about every one of the campaigns. You will get a piece of it also. So like somebody compared this to Ethan's chicken box thing. Ethan's chicken box is for one campaign. This is across 7 campaigns. If you back this executive producer tier, you're getting everything. Well, except the Vinny's cover isn't in this one. If you want Vinny's cover, you got to get the complete collector's one. But you get all the special perks and every book for Rise of the Pirate King. 7 books, 7 packages, all the special crap. And for only $100. If you do the math on that,
bargain. Major league
math
bargain.
on that, it's actually a great bargain. I'm not making a lot on these books. You know what I mean? I'm actually hoping to do numbers versus, trying to make a whole bunch on one book. So
that's a great idea. And you're the first person, as far as I'm aware, to do this. So
it has not been tried yet because it is again, it requires you to have the books done before you start the campaign.
Sure.
Which is something that by the time I had done it, I think only Vinny had done it before me. You know what I mean? It's becoming more common now, but I think Vinny was the only one that had the books done, drawn and completed before launching the campaign until I did it. You know what I mean?
It's a great idea, man. It's a great idea. And how many backers do you have for that so far? 18, I think.
I just now. For that, I have on this one. I have 18 on just the executive producer by themselves. On the drawn into the book, I have 1, so that'd be 19 because that also comes with an executive producer level. And then the complete collector's package has 4. And then there are a lot of people that took the secret perks because there was a discount off of the email, which you don't see those. And then there's the war campaign perk, which also you don't see those numbers either. But I have 100 backers.
Nice.
Overnight, and we moved to 100 backers, and that is a very good start. And we're just going to keep pushing. And I mean, seriously, if you just want to take a sample, you know what I mean? This is $15. Again, the shipping, if you are in the United States, the shipping is in the price here. You don't pay more than 15. You pay $15. No shipping charges on top of that. It's built into the perk. Okay.
And you're not going to be waiting for your book. You're not going to be waiting. You're going to get it promptly.
You're going to get this. I'm going to ship these ones in July. Chapter 1 ships in July. But if you are in a absolute hurry and you need your book right away, the original campaign for Captain Love, Hero of the Cleansing is still open. And that book will ship the next business day. So if you go and buy that, and you can get the book for $20, and again, that shipping is built into that price. You can get both that and the variant cover for 30. You know, I'll sign it for an extra $5. You know what I mean? It is everything that you might want to expect in a sci-fi fucking badass hero book.
Most
It really
definitely.
is. I promise you that you will not be disappointed. And the only reason why I know that I can make that promise confidently now is because I have not found anybody who's disappointed yet. Thank
No.
God.
No, isn't that a good
Well,
feeling?
Fuck
well,
you, Sam. You're just a bitch.
you know,
I'm just being a troll now.
yeah, you know, I told you I liked it.
It is good. It is quite good, people. You're definitely going to have a fun time with it. That's guaranteed.
And so this is something I'm going to be doing while my campaign is live. I'm going to be signing off with this video to annoy everybody, but it's already over 2 hours. So anybody who's still watching, all 9, we got 9 people. So that is excellent. So please enjoy this video.
And fellas, I got to boogie. I will talk to you soon. Okay.
Later.
Peace, love, and soul.
I didn't do it with sound. Peace, love, and soul. He said he's out. Outie.
Bye-bye.
I need to share this properly. I don't know why I forget to do that. It's like one of those things that you just have to remember all the time.
Because you're not used to. Because usually it's a stupid thing.
Yeah. It seems
Why
unnecessary.
would you want to share a video without audio, especially that you can control it right there?
Hi, my name is Drew Ish, and I'm the author of the Captain Love series. Well, I'll tell you all about the second book, Rise of the Pirate King. Yeah, that's the thing. And in this book, you're going to get everything that you would expect from Captain Love. Yeah, you bet. And I'm blessed enough to be able to use the same creative team. You know what I mean? If you feel like the universe is giving in, you need love to the rescue. And it seems like nothing will be right again. You need love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. All right now. Now, Captain Love is a space trucker and a former war hero. There is even a legend that he may be immortal. He is accompanied by Spade, who's a living AI. Yes, I said immortal. As he cannot die, and if it feels like the universe is caving in, you need love to the rescue. And it seems like nothing will be right again. You need love to the rescue. Yeah, love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. All right now. In this book, you'll get space pirates, sexy girls and science monks. There'll be bar fights, space battles, and a lot of awesome junk. There's nudity and violence and swearing within, so this book is mature. That means it's not made for children. And if it feels like the universe is caving in, there'll be love to the rescue. Yeah, and it seems like nothing will be right again. You need love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. Captain Love to the rescue. Thank you so much for your time. Please back Captain Love. The book is going to be awesome. Rise of the Pirate King is just the second in an adventure heading forward for many books. Thank you for your time.